Good morning, Dot. It's Tuesday, April 12th, and I'm freaking out! So, my husband and I are buying a house tomorrow, and I'm kind of terrified. So I'm really excited to finally have a house and to be able to decorate it and everything, but on the other hand, I'm kind of really nervous and terrified. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility, and what if something goes wrong? I'm also worried about closing tomorrow, which should be fine. We should just go to an office and sign a bunch of paperwork, but I've never done it before, and I'm afraid that something's gonna go wrong, and that everything's gonna be ruined. Yeah, so that's terrifying. I'm in this weird place in my life right now where I don't feel like a real adult, but in reality, I am, and I'm sort of struggling with coming to terms with that. Even though I'm 26 and I've been living away from my parents' house for a long time, and I've been married for almost 3 years, I still don't really feel like an adult. And I'm not sure I'm ever going to really feel like an adult, but I think that's okay. There's a comic by xkcd that I like to remind myself of in times like this. So in the comic, this girl fills up her apartment with ball pit balls, and when asked why she did it, she just responds, "Because we're grown-ups now, and we get to decide what that means." And I really like that sentiment, because, yeah, I have a full-time job, I'm married, I'm buying a house, but I also really like to play video games and board games and watch cartoons, and I went to a pillow fight last week. So maybe it's not that I need to think of myself as an adult, I just need to think of an adult as someone who does these things. And that'll be okay. So in other news, as we agreed last week, I picked up a copy of Looking for Alaska. I actually got this book at a Harry Potter Alliance book exchange, so we had to bring at least 2 books to this event, and we got to pick one book that someone else had brought to take home with us. And as we just discussed the day before that we were going to read this book together, I thought it was an interesting coincidence that someone happened to bring it. I actually got involved with the Harry Potter Alliance through Nerdfighteria, too, so yeah, just good coincidence. I noticed that this copy has some intentionally vague and broad discussion questions in the back, so when we're both done reading it, those questions might be useful. And another interesting coincidence, John Green's video for today is actually about Looking for Alaska. Apparently, it's number 1 on the top 10 list of most challenged books in the US in 2015. And I'm not very far into it. I don't think I've gotten to the parts that are actually the reason why it was banned, but I can already see why some people would object to it. So as you can see on the cover, this is supposed to be cigarette smoke, because they smoke a lot in this book. He never really makes smoking look cool like TV used to, and a lot of the characters mention that smoking is dangerous and will kill them. So while I can see some people objecting to it, I don't really think that it shouldn't be read by young audiences because of that, because he's not glorifying it. But apparently they want to ban it for some scenes that happen later in the book that I haven't gotten to yet. So I guess I'll see what I think of that when I get to them. And with that, I'm gonna get back to reading. Dot, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you on Friday.